Welcome back. For today's afternoon games, it was a good day to be a road team. And, some honestly, I would say borderline inspirational play in one game and kind of some expected play in the other, although how the win happens kind of unexpected. So let's go ahead and jump in. Ottawa and Winnipeg. And honestly, this was Hogberg versus Hellebuck. Can it look much more lopsided than that? Hellebuck 7-0 in his career against Ottawa, coming into today with a save percentage of .935. So Hellebuck very good against Ottawa. Hogberg comes into today without a win, with some of the worst stats as a goaltender in the National Hockey League. And then this happens. This is why you play the games. Jets pressed at 2 minutes, as Don Taylor once said. That's a Don Taylor thing. That's why they play the game. Hellebuck denied Dadonov. Dadonov had a very good game today. Hogberg then stopped a chance for Lewis. The shots were 6-1 in favor of the Jets. 6.5 minutes into this, the Jets were jumping into this one early. But while the Senators were hemmed in, they then got their chances and they started to turn the tide. Anisimov had a chance that just missed. Appleton then had a shot at the other end that deflected high. Hellebuck denied Stützle. Paul had a backhand that went wide. Senators press at 12.5 minutes. So definitely some good pressure from the Senators later on. Hogberg then denied Kopp. There was a Riley wraparound at the other end of the rink that was stopped. So good back and forth action in this one. Senators pressed with 2 minutes left. The Jets then had a 2-on-1 that Wolanin defended well. With 10 seconds left, the Jets almost converted. So in the last game between these two teams, of course, the Jets scored early in the second period, and it looked like they were going to score late in the first in this one. Didn't happen. Second period, the early press was by the Sens, so they avoid the pitfall they had in the last game. Batherson had a chance that went wide. Jets seemed out of sorts at that point in the second period. Their passes not quite clicking. Ottawa very quick to pressure them. The Jets did get their own version of pressure at 5 minutes, and it would work. Scheifele gets a goal from Vassalainen at 5:43 on a nice rush up the ice, and no chance for Hogberg on that one. So for Winnipeg, they're up 1-0, and so you're looking at this and probably thinking, well, Hogberg's had a good start. Ottawa's overwhelmed. Here comes the 5th straight victory for Winnipeg over the Ottawa Senators. However, Dadonov had something to say about that from White and Paul at 7:29. And Nick Paul on the board. Again, I can't say enough good things about Nick Paul. Good player. The Jets then tried to answer. Riley had a chance at the other end that stopped. Wheeler, he decides to throw a punch. He ends up going to the penalty box. The Senators go to the power play, which was 4 for 32 on the road. It is now 4 for 33. That was their only power play of the day. It did not click. The Jets then got a power play of their own. That was their only power play of the game. So very, very low penalty totals in this game. Jets got a power, and then it was a shorthanded chance for Connor Brown that was blocked. And I had to write up there Hogberg's best game. Not even close. 1-1 after 2. DeMello had a chance that was stopped late there. And very good game for Ottawa on the road in Winnipeg. So third period. Early Jets rush misfires. Stepan had a chance that was turned aside. Strong defense for both teams early in that third period. Senators had a 2-on-1 that just misses. Good game for White and Dadonov. Colin White seems to be bouncing back from what was a miserable start as well as a rough season last year. Hogberg denied Lewis. Some scrummy behavior going on there. The referee's letting some stuff go, though. Another good game for the Senators. Hellebuck stopped a chance from Tkachuk. Connor had a break. He was a near miss right there. And Paul's work ethic. I had to put that on the board. Nick Paul, he is such a hard worker. And you would never know from watching him and isolating on him that the Senators are a struggling team that has no chance at the playoffs because he is out there giving everything he has. Dadonov had a chance that was saved. Pullman then stopped a break for Stützle and did it without taking a penalty. That's the key right there. Turnover then nearly cost the Sens. Connor in alone against 4 Senators. He almost made that work. If anybody on the Jets could make a 1-on-4 work, it'd be Kyle Connor. He did end up in the corner, though. Hogberg then robbed Lowry. Pionk with a wraparound that failed. And the Jets were pressuring. However, it was still just 1-1. And I thought the Senators were trying to hold on, playing for overtime. However, Connor Hellebuck comes out of the net, and there's a miscommunication. He ends up leaving the puck there rather than playing it, chipping it out. And that can be the worst move because Connor Brown says thanks, puts it back to the point to Riley. Riley takes the shot. It's tipped by Tkachuk, and with 8 seconds left in the third period, the Ottawa Senators are your winners. So Ottawa, on that brutal turnover, and with Hellebuck half playing it in just one of those miscommunications at the absolute worst times with a defender, and it ends up in the back of your net. Ottawa goes to 3-12-1. Gutsy win for them. And the Winnipeg Jets 8-5-1 now. Shots in this one were 8 apiece in the first period, 12-11 Ottawa in the second, 12-9 Winnipeg in the third. Final shots 31-29 in favor of the Jets. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. Hogberg saved 30 out of 31 for the Senators. Hellebuck saves 27 out of 29 for the Jets. Blocked shots, Ottawa 23-11. Ottawa was very good defensively in this game. So, yes, their goals against average is, as far as I know, it's still 31 out of 31 in the league, but it's been getting better. So, it is what it is. They're at the bottom of the Canadian division. They're not going to end up in the playoffs in the North, but this is how you play spoiler right here. That's how you play for pride. And not too bad a result if you're Ottawa. Frustrating if you're a Jets fan, of course. Next up. All right, so Vegas and San Jose had their afternoon matchup as well. We know the history. We know who to look for. We know to look for Kane and Reeves. And they had some discussions today. There were some discussions between these two. This is the Sharks' home opener. Their last home game was March 8th of last year. A long, long time since they played at home. Early chances for both teams. There was a power play for the Sharks, which came into today ranked 20th overall in the National Hockey League. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it dropped by 1 spot coming out of today's game. Strong penalty kill by Vegas that allows no shots for the San Jose Sharks. LeBanc had a shot that went wide. The shots were actually 2-2 at 5.5 minutes. It was pretty evenly played. Reeves had a shot that went wide. He really wanted a goal today. You can tell that when he's against the Sharks, he plays a little bit harder. Sharks pressed. Fleury was sharp in this game. Very good game for Marc-Andre Fleury again, while Leonard's out day-to-day. Meyer had a chance that went wide. Sharks had a 2-on-1 that nearly clicked. Shots were 6-3 in favor of San Jose 11 minutes into this. So San Jose was doing well. Then there's a power play for Vegas. Vegas's power play was ranked 23rd. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's higher than that now. Jones stopped a Pacioretty shot. However, Marchessault scores at 13-13 from Stevenson and Martinez as Chandler Stevenson continues his red-hot run, and Vegas is up 1-0. Then there was a giveaway right after that almost made it 2-0 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Reeves and Kane then with offsetting penalties because these guys don't really like each other. And 8-0 or 8-0 is the record for Vegas coming into today when Marchessault scores. So now it's 9-0. If he has a point, they're 9-0 this year. It's insane. He's at a point in every win they've had so far this season. Power play for the Sharks, and it's ineffective. And what really stands out with the Sharks is they have an ineffective power play with Burns and Carlson on it. I'm not sure I understand how their power play can be rated so low when they have Burns and Carlson on the points. These are two of the best point men over the last decade, and they just can't get it done. Last minute, Reeves had a chance. It's saved. So we go to the second period. The Sharks have struggled in second periods. They've been outscored 20-6 in second periods coming into today. Early puck control was for Vegas. Jones denied Kolasar. Interference not being called in this game. They showed both teams getting away with interference. Clear interference. Puck's nowhere near, and you just knock the guy down. It's clear interference. Shots were 5-1 Vegas at 6 minutes, and then they go to the power play. Keep in mind it's 1-for-1. Well, now it's 2-for-2. Stone scores from Carlson and Glass at 9:56. No chance for Jones on that one. And, so that made it 2-0. And it's the first time Vegas had 2 power play goals in one game so far this season. So their power play has been an issue. Maybe coming out of today it won't be. Keep in mind Vegas plays tomorrow against Colorado. So there's no rest for the weary on this one. Sharks pressed to answer. Fleury stopped a Marleau chance. Kane misfired in close. Vlasic blocked a chance for the Vegas Golden Knights. And then it goes the other way. And Hurdle scores from Balcers and Vlasic at 18:39. So the last 3 goals scored by San Jose, all Tomas Hurdle. He's the guy who scores the goals. He's sort of their Brock Besser. Smith then tried to answer right away after that, but we go to the third period with a 2-1 lead for Vegas, and it felt like that late goal for San Jose could be really important. Shimmick had been knocked out in the second period as well, did not return in the third period. Burns had a point shot that was blocked. Kolasar in alone again. Jones saves him again. So Kolasar looking for his first NHL goal. Denied today. Vegas power play. This is their third. They were 2 for 2. Make that 3 for 3. It's Chandler Stevenson. Not the prettiest goal he's going to score, but they all count. From Tuck and Martinez at 6:45. And this means that in 11 of the 13 games that San Jose's played, they've allowed 3 or more goals. That is not a recipe for victory and would explain their sub-500 record to this stage. Kane and Smith then paired off, and while Kane was exiting the ice, Reeves was kind of letting him have a little bit of a chirp. And I can almost guarantee, and I didn't read lips on this one, what was coming out of his mouth was basically, why don't you try that with me? Why don't you try that with me? So these guys are done with each other. They're going to see each other 7 more times this year. So yeah, the chirping was notable from Reeves today. So Vegas ends up with a power play coming out of that one. Now the Sharks end up killing it, and what helped is that Vegas takes a penalty to make it 4-on-4 for 53 seconds, which means it's a brief Sharks power play. Absolutely ineffective. Again, with the guys they can put out there, with Couture down the middle, and with those two very highly paid players on the point, you would think they'd be better than in the 20s when it comes to power play. Solid shutdown third for Vegas. There was a 2-on-1 that led to the 5th power play for Vegas with 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. So your biggest key is don't allow a shorthanded goal. Take 2 minutes off the clock. And they did that. And then not only that, but they made sure to keep the pressure on so that San Jose doesn't get a chance to pull Martin Jones, go for the goals to get it closer. By the time they got him out, I think there was like 25 seconds left, maybe 30. And so yeah, Vegas wins this one 3-1. So the shots were 11-7 San Jose in the first, 10-7 in favor of Vegas in the second, and 9-7 Vegas in the third. Final shots, 26-25 for Vegas. Vegas goes 3 for 5 on the power play, and San Jose 0 for 3. So I'm willing to say, since they came in 23rd and they came in 20th, that the team that was 23rd probably jumped past the team that was rated 20th overall in the power play. Fleury, 24 saves on 25 shots. Ho-hum, just another victory for Marc-Andre Fleury. I think that's 472 in his career. And Jones saved 23 out of 26. Jones had a good game. The penalty kill didn't have a good game in front of him. He didn't allow anything 5-on-5. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding these games. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and there's 8 games to come for the rest of tonight. And there's power rankings, and then of course, I don't know. Do I bother with the preview tonight because there's only 2 games on tomorrow? So I'm having that internal debate. Maybe I'll throw up a really quick video during the late Canucks Flames game just for fun. But there's only 2 games tomorrow. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.